these drinks are going to be called liquor and mixed drinks. So what that means is that our customers are going to call out a specific type of liquor that they want and the mix to go along with it. These are very easy. These are the money makers in the bar. So you're going to be making a lot of these. This is going to be the Jack and Coke, which we could call a whiskey and Coke. So we're going to build this in a rocks glass. Rocks glass all the way to the top with ice. We're going to use our whiskey. I'm going to use a Jack Daniels, such as a Jack and Coke. We're going to go for an 1.5 ounces of whiskey right here. And then we're going to top that off with our Coca-Cola. Add a couple sticks so they can stir up the drink. There you go, Jack and Coke. This is the Bloody Mary. It's the breakfast of champions. It's a great hangover cure. There's many different ways and recipes on how to make it. Most bartenders are going to be using a premix such as this, which has everything in it that we need. But you also have to make it from scratch. The reason we're using the premix is that we don't have enough time sometimes to put together all the ingredients. So the original one consisted of vodka, tomato juice, lemon juice, salt, pepper, horseradish, hot sauce such as Tabasco, and Worcestershire sauce. So the premix makes it nice and easy for the average bartender. So let's go ahead and make our Bloody Mary. We take our rocks glass right here, fill that all the way to the top with ice. We're also going to use an 1.5 ounces of vodka. Go ahead and fill this up to the top. We're going to top this off with our Bloody Mary mix. You can doctor this up if you want to make it a little bit more spicy or different flavors. At this point, what we want to do is just give it a roll. That way we mix up all our ingredients here. If we shake it, it's going to taste funny and give it a weird consistency. So there it is, all mixed up. Now, what we want to do is garnish this with a piece of celery. And make sure that your celery is nice and crisp. It doesn't have any dirt within the concave right here. So, nice fresh piece of celery. Give it a lime garnish. Put that up there so you can see that. And a few straws. And there you go. Our Bloody Mary. Breakfast classic. The screwdriver is a classic drink. It's probably one of the first drinks that you had growing up before you're 21 or afterwards. So I want to give you a little story behind it. There's a lot of different stories, but I think this one sounds the best. Now the story is that there was U.S. oil workers in a Arabian country where they were not allowed to drink any type of liquor. So what the U.S. oil workers did was they smuggled some vodka with them. They had their little cans of orange juice. They drink it down, add their vodka, and then take their screwdriver and stir up the drink. This is where we get the name screwdriver. It might not be true, but it makes for a great story. So let's go ahead and make up our screwdriver. Very easy, 2 simple ingredients. What we're going to be using is our rocks glass, all the way to the top with ice. We're also going to be using vodka. So we're going to go for an 1.5 ounces of our vodka. If you want to take the time and squeeze some fresh oranges, you can do that. But most of the time everyone's going to use a pre-made orange juice. Go ahead and pour that in. At this point right here, give it a good roll or a shake, which I like to do. Give it a shake so it mixes up our ingredients nicely. Pour it together. And there you have it. our screwdriver. The Fuzzy Navel is a classic drink. Now, for this drink, what we have to remember is how do things feel and how do things taste. So, first of all, think of peaches. How do they feel on the outside? They're nice and fuzzy. What fruit has a belly button? Well, that's going to be our navel orange right over here. So let's go ahead and make up our Fuzzy Navel. For this drink, what we're going to be using is peach schnapps, which is a peach flavored liqueur, and orange juice. So let's go ahead and make this up. Ice right to the top. We're going to go for 1.5 ounces of our peach schnapps. Add our orange juice to this. Give that a good little shake to mix up all of our ingredients. Put that together. Everything is poured correctly. There is our Fuzzy Navel. Straws are optional. This drink I'm going to be making for you is called the Gin and Tonic. It's a very classic drink. It was invented to combat malaria. First of all, our tonic water contains quinine, which combats malaria. It also has citrus flavors and sugar to make it slightly sweet. So it's sort of a soft drink. And then we'll be using gin. So let's go ahead and make our gin and tonic. Very popular drink. People can also make it differently by ordering vodka instead of gin. And that would be called a vodka tonic. But we're going to make the classic first. So rocks glass all the way to the top of ice. Going to be using our gin, 1.5 ounces. We're going to be using our tonic water. And tonic water differentiates from soda because of the citrus and the sugar. Soda water is just carbonated water. So we want to give this a nice lime squeeze because gin and limes go together very well. Go ahead and toss that in. Give it a nice little lime garnish. A couple sip sticks. And there's your classic right there, gin and tonic. This drink is called the Sex on the Beach. It's a variation of the Woo Woo. Now, the Woo Woo was vodka, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice. Now, to make the Sex on the Beach, all we got to do is add orange juice to it. So very easy. Some people even make a different version of it, and it's called the Bahama Mama, and that will have rum instead of vodka. So let's make this classic here, and this is the Sex on the Beach. Glass full, all the way full with ice. We're going to go for 1.5 ounces of vodka, 1/2 ounce of our peach schnapps. We're also going to add equal parts cranberry juice and orange juice to this drink. That way our flavors are in balance. Go ahead and give that a shake. Great tropical drink right here. This is our Sex on the Beach. Enjoy yourself. The clipboard moved. The Old Fashioned is a classic drink. It's getting very popular these days, so what I want to do is show you a few different ways on how to make this. Now, we're going to serve this drink on the rocks, but we have to do a few steps before we start pouring our liquor. So what I'm going to do first of all is show you what we need. We're going to use a half orange slice, cherry, a little bit of sugar, a couple dashes of Angostura bitters for flavor. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, get my sugar dissolved. I'm going to grab my muddler and start to muddle up everything. And I'm just going to press on everything lightly. I don't want to smash it up too much. I just want to get the oils out of the skin of the orange, dissolve the sugar, and release a little juice from that cherry. Okay. As you can see, everything is not all smashed up, so this is what we're looking for. At this point, I want to add some ice. Go all the way up to the top. I'm going to add 1.5 ounces of whiskey. Any whiskey is good, customer's preference. At this point, what I want to do is just give it a stir to get everything up from the bottom there. That way my drink is perfectly mixed. I can serve it to my customer just like this, or I can serve it with a mix such as adding soda water. Either way works, it just depends on the customer preference and how they want their drink. So there we go, modern classic, the Old Fashioned. The mimosa is a very easy drink. It's very popular for brunch or breakfast because it consists of 2 ingredients, and that's going to be orange juice first of all. And I usually pour about equal parts orange juice to champagne, but I pour the orange juice first, and then I pour my champagne on top. That way I don't get an overreaction with the champagne and the orange juice mixing together. Now the reason this is served with breakfast is the acidity in the orange juice and the champagne really cuts through fatty things such as cheese, eggs, or hollandaise. So it goes very well with breakfast. There is our mimosa. Now, coffee drinks are very popular when it's cold outside, and I'm going to show you one of the more popular coffee drinks out there, and this is called the Irish coffee. There's many different recipes, and you can use different liqueurs, but I'm going to show you the basic one first of all. So what we want to use is a tempered coffee cup just like this. The reason it is tempered is if we pour hot liquid into a cold glass that is not tempered, it's going to shatter. This has got nice thick glass on it to keep our beverage hot. What you want to do is first fill this glass up with hot water before we pour our coffee in. That way our drink stays hotter longer. When you're ready to make it, pour out the hot water. Questions we could ask our customer is if they'd like regular or decaf. Since most of the time it is an after dinner drink, we want to make sure that they're getting what they want. So if we have decaf available, we can ask them if they'd like that. So first of all, since it's an Irish coffee, we want to use our Irish whiskey. So I'm going to go for 1.5 ounces of my Irish whiskey. A nice strong one here. And we're also going to add a sweet ingredient such as sugar. Then what I'm going to do is top that off with some nice hot coffee. Now at this point I want to leave a little bit of room here. That way I can add my whipped cream. Give a little bit of stir to mix up all that sugar at the bottom. And then we want to put our whipped cream right on top. Okay. Right from there, it's looking good. And we can serve this many different ways. This is one way right here. Other recipes will include Kahlua or Bailey's. Now these are just different variations of a coffee drink. So when it's cold outside, enjoy a nice Irish coffee or other types of drinks.